Hey everybody, Austin here again with an unboxing video. It's been a really long time since I've done one of these videos. I think the last unboxing I did was like, face-to-face unboxing, was like, I guess it was my Nuon, and that wasn't even face-to-face. That was a long time ago. So, I made not a huge gaming purchase, but it's a, couple $100 purchase. And it's probably one of the last, decently sized purchases I'm going to make for a while. And as you can tell by the title, it's a 3DO FZ-1, and it's a Japanese unit. I actually had a 3DO FZ-10 just up until recently, and I sold it back in December along with a bunch of other obscure consoles with the intention to get another one down the line. Now that I'm doing streaming and so forth quite frequently every single week, I figured now would be a good time to invest in another one. Now that FZ-10 I had back in December, I actually sold it to fund another pinball machine, which, as you guys know, pinball sort of takes priority in terms of large purchases and what my video game collection currently consists of. If I need money for a pin, well, the video games are kind of disposable at the moment. But again, now that I'm streaming, I need more video game hardware to stream with, so I'm not streaming, say, the Super Nintendo every week or something like that, which I have no problem doing, but I like to diversify, the stuff I do on the internet, and obviously that includes streaming. So I have a 3DO again, and as I talk, I'm going to go ahead and just start unboxing it. I'm actually kind of excited about this one in particular, though. I've had an FZ-10 on multiple occasions over the years, and my very original 3DO back in the day was a Gold Star unit. But you know what? I've never owned an FZ-1, so this is actually the very first time I've ever owned an FZ-1. And, yeah, so I'm kind of excited to open this bad boy up. And I picked this one up off eBay. The price wasn't too bad. Like I said, it was close to a couple $100. I think it might have been like $180 or something like that. And that was only because, $50 shipping from Japan. So it would have been $130 if I was in Japan and purchased it there, which is perfectly reasonable for a nice complete in-box system, and that's exactly what this is. It is supposed to be, it's got the box, the manual, the console, the controller, all that good stuff. And so, yeah, let me get this back around. Now, the FZ-1 was the first model of the 3DO console, and it was manufactured by Panasonic. Again, there were other manufacturers of the 3DO, including Gold Star, as I mentioned, and Sanyo was another one. And the FZ-1 was the very first model that came out, though, worldwide. And it was manufactured by Panasonic. And I think there's little denying. I think it's probably like the sexiest, sleekest looking 3DO there is. I think it's a very, very nice looking system, which is another reason why I'm excited to have this one and try it out finally. The FZ-1 does actually have a few downfalls, though, unfortunately. Primarily, you can't mod it for USB or hard drive storage. There are some modern modifications out now where you can basically remove the CD bay and install a hard drive and just load ISOs onto the hard drive. And you can literally have one hard drive with every single 3DO game ever made. And that's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, the FZ-1, you can't do that. Not a big deal for me because I usually don't modify my consoles like that unless I have a spare or something like that. A nice complete in-box console like this, I probably wouldn't mod like that anyway. The other downside is, put that over there. The other downside is that the FZ-1 doesn't have a built-in memory manager. So when your memory runs out, or you fill up all your internal storage space, you're SOL. Almost. There are actually some utility discs you can get, like the Game Guru for one has a memory manager built in, which that's sort of like the Game Genie / Game Shark for the 3DO, similar type of device. But then there's also certain games that allow you to do memory management as well. Wolfenstein 3D is one of them. So what I plan on doing is if I run out of space or I need to manage my memory, I'll just pop in the Wolfenstein 3D disc, manage my memory, and then play whatever I want to play. So, oh man, this looks, I can tell already this is going to look really, really nice. What's really interesting to me about this is that the FZ-1 in Japan or at least certain models of the FZ-1, certain packages of it, I should say, that uses the same box styling of the FZ-10. Realistically, what I should say is the FZ-10 uses the same box styling as the Japanese FZ-1, although the Japanese FZ-10 actually uses different colors than the American FZ-10 box. The American FZ-10 box, and for those of you guys that aren't that familiar with the 3DO, oh, this is actually very, very nice. I wasn't really worried about the condition, but I did have doubts in my mind, as I always do when I order expensive things online, is in the eBay auction, the guy only showed about that much. He only showed the bottom half of the box, and I think it was just an honest mistake. So I had no idea what the top looked like. The top looks perfectly fine. It's in really good shape, as most stuff is from Japan, and that's... You pay more to get stuff from Japan, but usually it is in really nice shape. So there's the bottom side, and that's the back, or is it the front? Nope, that was definitely the back. So both sides pretty much look identical, except this one has a sticker on the front. And what it says present for you. Maybe there was some included software with this bundle at some store at one point in time. Kind of like in North America for a little while, you could get Gex with the FZ-10 models, and they would have like a sticker in the front of the box, I'm pretty sure, for the Gex bundle with the FZ-10. So yeah, this is, you know, the FZ-1 is the front loader system, and I'm going to go ahead and just start unboxing it so you guys can actually see what the system looks like. And yeah, I find it really interesting that the FZ-1 in Japan uses the same coloring format as the FZ-10 in North America. So I found that to be really interesting. And what is... Oh, I have no idea what this is. Some label. I don't know if it's like customs or... Oh no, I think this actually goes with it. Wow, I was about to rip that off. Or is it... I have no idea. There's something on the inside. I'm going to have to take a look at that later, but I don't want to rip it off just in case it's original. It might not be original. It could be from the seller I bought it from. So, we got the AV cables. Go ahead, just toss those over there. And we've got the FZ, is it JP1? Yeah, JP1X controller. This is the stock 3DO controller that came out when the 3DO was first introduced. It's fatter than the FZ-2X, which is my preferred 3DO controller. This one has a headphone jack on the bottom, which is pretty cool. And so if you're playing 3DO, you can just pop headphones straight into your controller instead of going to your television. And yeah, it's a little bit bulkier than the more modern revision of this controller, but it's still... Wow, man, this thing is bulky. It's like crazy, man, compared to the FZ JP2X. Interesting. This might take some getting used to. I don't know if I like this or not, but I can understand why in Japan they went with a smaller model eventually, because this is kind of big even for my hands. And Japanese hands are generally a lot smaller than us here in North America, so that's still really cool. I'm looking forward to actually using that. So here we've got some bundled software, which is great. We've got the generic sampler CD. This is the Japanese version of the sampler CD, even though it looks identical to the American one. There's some Japanese text on the bottom there you probably can't see, and that's interesting. And then we have Kodak Photos Cd. Apparently this is a demonstration of yeah, photographic quality images. I believe this was a bundle with the console as well, and this was to show off the 3DO's Photo CD capability, which was probably novel back in the day, but now, you know, pretty much any console can do that. So, okay, we've got this little bay right here. Oh, nice. It's got everything, man. This is... That's what I'm talking about. I had a feeling it would have all the styrofoam. The guy said the box and everything was in really good condition. And, let me actually be a little careful with that. So let me pull it all out. Here we go, guys. Okay, cat. Oh, man, this is... Yeah, this box is actually in nicer shape than my FZ-10 box, though. So this actually ended up really working out, selling my FZ-10 and then buying this down the line, because this is in really, really good shape. Got the manuals and everything. Oh, just like that. We'll get another close-up of that. It's pretty cool. Very 90s-ish. with the neon colors and stuff, and like, wow. It just looks interesting. So, okay. Yeah, I'm really happy it's got all the packaging with it. I mean, I'm not usually a huge stickler for this sort of stuff, but I do like having at least the styrofoam, because if I need to store my systems away or something, I can just put them in their original boxes. And this is why when I buy consoles, unless they're really cheap, you know, I might buy a console only if it's cheap. But if I'm going to pay money, I like having all the stuff with it. And here we go. We got the FZ-1, guys. This is it right here. So it's got this nice, sleek, shiny top. That's one of the cool things about it. It's literally like reflective. You can see like my monitors and so forth in it. It's a very nice, shiny coat. Wow, it's actually textured. I never knew. See, this is actually the first time I've ever held an FZ-1, believe it or not. I mean, I've owned many 3DOs over the years, but I've never owned the very first one. And that's primarily because it's harder to find these in North America with the boxes. The boxes are huge. I think a lot of them are damaged, the ones that you find. And so I've always just owned Gold Stars and FZ-10s. So there's the side. What side is that? That's the expansion bay. That's actually an expansion bay. I think that's where the MPEG cart goes. Do they make an MPEG cart for the FZ-1? No, that's an expansion bay in the back. This is, it says AV expansion. Yeah. So there you go. That flips down like that. If anybody knows what that is, I haven't done research on the FZ-1 in a long time, but I know they made like an MPEG cart for the Gold Star. So again, there's the back, and there's another expansion port in the back, and then here is the other side. Nothing really fancy there. So, and here's the underside. This actually reminds me of the Nintendo 64, where it's got just the big cups on the bottom, and with some rubber up front, up top, and then just plastic down on the bottom. This is there's a little ding right in the front, but I knew about it before getting it. You guys probably aren't going to be able to see it, but overall, this is in really nice condition, assuming it works. I'm going to assume it works, but this is nice. I like this. Very cool. This is going to actually work perfect in my new entertainment center too, and that was another reason I got this. Is having the front-loading bay means I won't have to worry about popping the disc up with an entertainment center spacing that's like that tall, you know. So I can just hit the eject button and pop it out. So there you go, guys. 3DO FZ-1. I'm really happy to have this package. If you have played a 3DO, or if you've ever experienced a 3DO before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the system. I've actually owned many 3DOs over the years, again, as I've mentioned, and I've played a lot of games. I'm going to be doing more streaming. You can expect a 3DO stream very soon, in the next couple of weeks or so. And as such, since I do the streams, I upload some of those backlogs to YouTube. So you guys will probably see some 3DO gameplay footage here shortly through streaming. And yeah, but I'm curious to know what you guys think about the 3DO, what your experiences are with the 3DO. And if you haven't played a 3DO before, I'm also curious to know your, not really opinions, but your thoughts on the 3DO, coming from a perspective that hasn't played one before. So, but yeah, really nice looking system, man. I just can't get over how awesome this thing looks. I wish man, I always thought this was like super smooth too, but it's textured. It's got a texture to it. It's really interesting. And it's pretty nice. I don't think $600 or $700 nice, you know, because it feels like a video game console. It doesn't feel like a super expensive multimedia device, but it is nice. You know, the Panasonic logo is like shiny. It's definitely nice. I like it. And FZ-1, made in Japan. Okay, but yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I'd like to say thanks for watching. Probably no more unboxing videos for a very long time, until I buy maybe another Neo Geo CD or something like that, which is another system I sold to fund a pinball machine back in December. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the streaming. Hopefully I'll tone back on the streaming a little bit so you guys can get some normal Let's Plays and stuff like that. But I've got my plate full right now in terms of stuff I'm doing here and outside of YouTube and whatnot. So who knows what I'm gonna have for you guys besides some streams, but yeah. I don't know what else to say. So, all right, guys, well, take it easy and leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.